Hello everyone, I'm feeling so much better today. I wanted to go ahead and do the devotional video and get this uploaded for you guys. So this is a daily devotional video for August 13th, 2017. Our passage for today is in the book of John, one of my favorite books in the Bible. John chapter 13, and we're reading verses 1 through 17. Now before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour had come, that he should depart from this world to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. And supper being ended, the devil having already put it into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going to God, rose from supper and laid aside his garments, took a towel and girded himself. After that he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel with which he was girded. Then he came to Simon Peter, and Peter said to him, Lord, are you washing my feet? Jesus answered and said to him, What I am doing you do not understand now, but you will know after this. Peter said to him, You shall never wash my feet. Jesus answered him, If I do not wash you, you have no part with me. Simon Peter said to him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head. Jesus said to him, He who is bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely clean. And you are clean, but not all of you. For he knew who would betray him. Therefore he said, You are not all clean. So when he had washed their feet, taken his garments, and sat down again, he said to them, Do you know what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you say well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you. Most assuredly, I say to you, a servant is not greater than his master, nor is he who is sent greater than he who sent him. If you know these things, happy are you if you do them. Title for today's devotional is An Example of Humility. Sometimes we need a wake-up call that opens our eyes so we can see who we truly are. And watching someone else do what we should have done can be a most effective eye-opener. When Jesus started washing the disciples' feet, they must have felt an instant sense of uneasiness, especially after their recent discussions about which one of them was the greatest. Reference to Mark 9:34 and 35. As we noted earlier, foot washing was the task of the lowest slave in the household. But since Jesus and his disciples were eating in a borrowed room, there was no slave posted at the door. All the disciples considered this job beneath them, so everyone's feet remained filthy until Jesus, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, humbled himself to serve those who should have served him. After 3 years of teaching and modeling humility to his disciples, Jesus finally got their attention with a towel and a bowl. I can imagine how the disciples felt, because I remember the time a friend came to my office wanting to wash my feet. I immediately protested, But he dropped to his knees and proceeded to take off my socks and shoes and wash my feet. He did it as an act of humble service, but I felt humiliated because in the process, I saw something in me that I didn't like. Ugly pride. If we want to follow in Jesus' footsteps of humility, we must do an honest self-evaluation by asking the Lord to reveal any sinful attitudes hiding in our hearts. The purpose is not to make us feel worthless, but to give us a yearning to become more like Christ. Wow. We often think certain things are beneath us. I'm not going to do that. That's for so-and-so to do. But Jesus was willing to humble himself and do a job that was only left to the servant to do. And I love that he did that. And as he did for us, we should do for others, meaning to serve others and be humble and not think we're too good to do certain things. Always be open to what God wants you to do. You will be blessed. I love you guys. Have a blessed day, and I'm going to see you guys back here again tomorrow.